Hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is Mika's Journeys. Today we're going to be discussing transfer partners. We're going to go over what this means and how to use them to get the most value out of your credit card points. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure you keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more information like this. Okay, so what are airline transfer partners? Basically, these are airlines that have partnerships with different banks or credit card programs that earn flexible points that can then be transferred over to these specific airlines. Some of the airlines are partnered with multiple programs, but then there's others that are only partnered with maybe one program. And so you have to be using that program and earning points through them in order to travel through that specific airline. So you have to be a little bit careful who you're earning the points with, depending if you say really only want to travel on a certain airline. So there's basically 4 major programs out there that earn flexible points that you can use with the airline transfer partners. That's going to be Chase, Citibank, Amex, and Capital One. So all 4 of these banks or programs have travel credit cards that are going to earn you some sort of points or cash back, whatever they call it. It's going to be earning that, and they can have monetary value. So usually they're worth like a penny, but all 4 of these also are partnered with different airlines and hotels, and you can use those points, send them off to the airline or hotel of your choice, and then use them that way versus using them for like a gift card or something. To keep this video short, we are going to focus on the Chase Ultimate Rewards program. So Chase has 11 different airline partners. They also have 3 hotel partners, but we're not going to focus on that today. So all of these that you see here are different airlines that are partnered with Chase that you can use to spend your Chase cashback or rewards points, whatever you call it. So basically this means that if you have a Chase credit card, such as the Sapphire card, you can use the points that you're earning on that card with any of these 11 airlines, simply by transferring the points that you earned directly to that airline. Let's look at an example of why you would want to do this rather than going into your Chase account, clicking on travel, and then booking a flight directly with Chase. So the main reason we want to do this is because when you get the points, like I said, they're usually valued at about a penny per point, but you can get a lot more value out of them when you transfer. So we want to transfer the points to an airline and spend as little points as possible. So if we were trying to book a flight, let's say from Seattle to London, if we were to go through the Chase travel portal, they're valuing those points as pennies. They're giving it a monetary value. So when we look at our options here, we see that it's going to cost all the points and hundreds of dollars, because the points are only worth $100 and something, right? However, if we go to one of the transfer partners, like Virgin Atlantic, what we see is that the points are not valued monetarily. There's usually some sort of scale, and it's usually distance based or something. It really just depends on the airline. But in this particular case, we can search for the same dates. We can see that Virgin Atlantic only wants 25,000 points for the flight. If we change the date to just a couple weeks ahead, we see they only want 15,000 points. So at this point, we would go into our Chase account and click to transfer points. We're going to scroll down to find Virgin Atlantic, click on it, and then transfer those 15,000 points to our Virgin Atlantic account. Okay, so that is just one like really simple example of why you want to use the transfer partners and how they can come in handy when it comes to trying to get the best value out of your points. And like I said, all four of the programs, it's the same process. It's just the only thing that's gonna differ is the airlines that you have at your disposal. So you do not need to be using Chase. You don't have to have a Chase card in order to do this. If you have Citi or Capital One, Amex, they all have their own transfer partners, and all of those airlines have partnerships with other airlines that give you even more options. One thing to remember if you're gonna start trying to transfer your points to different airline partners is that you always want to have a plan for how you're going to spend those points after they've been transferred. So you want to find the flight that you want first and then transfer the points. You don't want to transfer all your points to one airline and then start searching for the flights that you want, because once they transfer, you cannot get them back. You can't say go from Virgin Atlantic points back to Chase Freedom points. It doesn't work that way. The second thing to remember is that sometimes you will get a better deal by going through the travel portal for your bank or program. This is why we have to always do our research and compare the prices, because depending on the price of the flight, it could come out costing you less points if you are using the points monetarily, like for that penny per point or whatever, versus going through the airline partner that's just going by a scale. Third thing to remember is that all airlines have their like specialty, right? They have their areas that they focus on. So you're going to get better deals, better value if you can figure out what the specific airlines that your program is partnered with, the areas they serve and things like that. Each airline is different, so it really just takes some research and some time. Or of course you can use apps and websites that are built specifically for doing that work for you. And they usually cost, but it saves you time and energy, and it gets you the best deal. If you found this video and this information helpful, make sure you like it, subscribe, and come back next week for more information. Let me know down below in the comments if you have questions about this information, or if there's other topics that you would like me to cover related to credit card points and miles and free travel. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace.